Why was TikTok banned? We're going to talk about the reasons. Yesterday evening, TikTok went offline for everyone, as far as we know.
Dark.
And yeah, 170 million users lost access to TikTok. And in case you're not familiar with what TikTok is, it's a social media platform. Similar ones are Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, and so this is impacting a lot of people. 170 million users, a lot of content creators, people that have been on there. TikTok started about 3 or 4 years ago, exploded during COVID, and
So it must have started like 2019 and exploded in 2020.
yeah, right around there.
And now we're just at the beginning of 2025.
Yeah. So a lot of people very, very sad, of course. They lost their platform. A lot of people lost their income there.
Yeah, that's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
If you've been creating content videos, TikTok videos for years, and then all of a sudden you can't have them, that's a big deal.
Yeah. So, so why did it happen? In April of 2024, this is January 19, 2025. In April of 2024, Congress.
So that's less than a year ago.
Yeah, just a few months ago, Congress passed a law that because TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. There were concerns about how TikTok can keep track of, can record text messages people send, keystrokes, with a keystroke recorder captures all of the passwords that a person puts in, and of course every keystroke, every letter that they push on their phone gets recorded. So that's a huge privacy risk, and
And there's more, we can say more details on that.
Yeah. So Congress passed the law that in April that by January 19, if TikTok was not owned by an American company, if it was still owned by a Chinese company, it would be taken down. So it was taken down.
Yeah, January 19 was the deadline, and
Yeah.
it came, and it was still owned by China,
Yeah.
a Chinese company.
Yeah. So.
But talk about the reasons why Congress might pass that law. Why does it matter if it's owned by China? It seems like not a big deal to some people.
Yeah. So American companies like Apple, the government approached Apple and said, we want your user data, we want access to that, and they said no. And with the Chinese company, there's no way, they can't say no. It's not possible. So if the Chinese government wants to see any of ByteDance's TikTok information or information on any of the users, there's no barrier.
No barrier on any of the users with any keystroke.
Yeah.
Any keystroke could be your password. You can get into all your text messages for any citizen and any lawmaker and anybody who's on TikTok.
Yeah. So bad news for TikTok.
It's kind of just sad because you really hate to see the platform go down. And yet, there was quite a concern, when Congress had such a concern that they enacted that law in April this past year. If they had that much of a concern to make a law, then that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And the reasons are because of the security. And security can be a big deal.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's really sad for all the people who are using it
Yeah.
all this time.
Yeah. So it was taken to the Supreme Court, um, and they talked about it. One of the objections was to taking it down was that it would be reducing the right to free speech. Um, but it's not like they're taking everything. I mean, they're not taking Instagram, Facebook, YouTube down. It's one platform.
Yeah.
So the justices, it was unanimous. All 9 justices
Yeah, everybody.
said that it should be taken down because of the security concerns.
Yeah.
National security was much more important than.
Yeah. Well, it's not like it took away freedom of speech.
Yeah.
They just didn't have TikTok.
Yeah.
They could still speak on Facebook and other social media or other places or other
Yeah.
parts of the world. And it's actually, it seems like more of a freedom of speech issue if you limit certain groups on certain platforms. But if everybody's just off the platform, then it seems like we all have free speech everywhere else that we can go.
Yeah. And during COVID, other platforms popped up. Maybe they were around, but they became more prominent, like Rumble, and anyway, I think there's a lot of opportunities for a lot of platforms for sharing.
Yeah.
So I think we still have amazing amount of free speech in this country compared to.
And again, if it was free speech issue, it was taken down for everybody.
Yeah.
So everybody has the same opportunity on other platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is creating a lot of, the TikTok users are wondering where to go, what to do, what platform to get on. Yeah. And anyway, one very good alternative is YouTube, because YouTube now has shorts, short videos, 60 seconds or less, and that's the format that TikTok uses, is short videos. So TikTok users or content creators can probably, without a lot of hassle, switch over to YouTube.
Yeah.
They'll have to start building up their followers again, but many of them have already switched ahead of the time. But anyway, YouTube is really dominant right now as far as users and how much people are watching it. It's ahead of Netflix. It's ahead of network television. I think it's ahead of everything as far as I know right now. People are really tuning into YouTube, and this could accelerate that.
It goes above television in many ways now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's in every way, but it's really grown.
Yeah.
The popularity for people. Many people will say, I go to YouTube for my information.
Yeah. Yeah. Many people it used to be just on computers and on mobile devices that people were watching YouTube, but now a lot of people are watching it on their television. So it's really becoming a dominant thing. And for content creators, that's the ones that are on YouTube. That's good news, because more viewers. So in addition to all this, YouTube is, as you've probably heard, is making it easier for small channels to get started, and making the content from small channels show up on the feed or on the menu.
Which means somebody who's coming new to YouTube as a content creator trying to make videos, they're going to have an opportunity that they didn't have before to get their videos found.
Yeah.
So, they'll at least have an opportunity to show up and an opportunity for somebody to maybe click on them better than in the past.
Yeah. So this is a good time. In the history of YouTube, this might be the best time to get on board as a content creator, and anybody pretty much now can post videos, can set up a channel and post videos on YouTube. It's really quite
Yes.
easy. We might create a video, another video where we'll show, even if you don't have a Google account or a Gmail account, how you can sign up for one and then set up a channel and start posting.
And even if you do, and if you have a YouTube channel, but you haven't posted, it might be a really good opportunity to think about it if you have been thinking about it. I know it's not for everybody, but some people have considered it off and on and haven't done it. But really, if you want to try, this is a good time.
Yeah.
YouTube's putting up content from small creators more than in the past.
Yeah.
And it's also the TikTok users are going to be coming. More of them will be coming to YouTube because they may have less option on TikTok.
Yeah. And we've talked about this in previous videos, but in many societies around the world, at least there are still some where in the evenings they'll sit around and talk, and the older generation will share with the younger generation stories and wisdom. And nowadays in the United States, that doesn't happen very much. A lot of people, the average person, from what I've heard, the latest information is that the average American spends more than half of their waking hours on the internet.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they're not talking with someone who might be able to share very much, but people are very interested in YouTube, and so I think that YouTube is coming in to fill that vacuum. That we watched a video by a man he started his channel when he was 80 years old. Now he's 81.
Yeah.
And very encouraging, very very inspirational. And so
Yeah, and he did a good job and made a nice video, and he has some good wisdom and insight to share, and
yeah,
it's something that people like to hear.
yeah, and people really like unedited, authentic videos where people just share. And it's so easy nowadays to just record a video and post it. Yeah, it's very easy. So
Yeah, which makes it a great time.
yeah, great time to start posting. And down the road, there's possibilities. A lot of small channels now are finding it easy. Well, not. I should say much easier than in the past to get monetized,
Yeah.
which means start making money on YouTube. YouTube, the advertisements on YouTube, of course the advertisers pay for those. And when a small creator gets monetized and starts getting some of that money, YouTube keeps 45% of it, and the creator gets 55% of the money that the advertisers pay. So yeah, so there's
So it takes a lot of views to get very much. But if you start growing and you start finding topics that people are interested in, then you can really get some views and get some extra income from it.
Yeah.
In many cases.
Yeah. A lot of small channels are now able to get monetized and get going because of the improved algorithm that YouTube has that favors the small channels. So yeah. So anything else that we?
So
I think
it's interesting news
yeah,
today.
Yeah.
There is some update this later that some people may have gotten some use of TikTok back while they're waiting to find out what will happen, since the inauguration is tomorrow. of President Donald Trump,
Yeah.
then we'll see what he has to say and what he does about it. So we don't really know if it's finally gone forever,
Yeah.
or if there'll be some way they can work something out or not. But in the meantime, it was quite a shock, just this last 24-hour period.
Yeah.
Gone, just gone.
Yeah. And people are not able to get the app from the App Store on Apple or
Right.
the Play Store on Google for
And
Androids.
if they go to where they used to go to TikTok, it just shows up a message that says TikTok is banned in the United States.
Yeah.
So again, we don't know if that's going to last for everybody or for how long, or if there'll be some sort of compromise while they're trying to work it out with new people in office. But we'll see. But for now, what a different world.
Yes.
But in any case, I think it's going to bring more people to YouTube.
Yeah.
Whether TikTok comes back or not, people will at least test it out and
Yeah.
try it.
Probably a lot of people, content creators, will start doing both if they're not doing it already, just
Yeah.
because of the uncertainty.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So anyway, a day of loss of TikTok.
Yes. All right.